welcome to my channel. My name is Anya and today's video is another one of my No Buy Year updates. This is my end of October update. It's been a couple of weeks late. Everything has sort of been just non-existent on this channel for the last almost month. But I've been sick, Mum's been sick, well, she broke her leg unfortunately, which has meant that I've had to do a lot more tasks at home, which has meant that I have had zero energy for anything else. I've literally been watching the dog and making food, and that's everything I've had the energy to do in the last 3 weeks. This is the easiest video to film when I want to film one, so I'm going to do my October update for the no buy. I did a no buy this year because I have accumulated too much makeup over the last couple of years, and my collection is huge, very overwhelming, with a lot of duplicate things, and I wanted to shrink as fast as possible. My main goal this year was to have 100 items leave my collection, whether through panning, emptying them, they going off, or decluttering. I've hit that goal. I've actually almost doubled it, and I know that I'm going to be able to have at least 200 go, because I'm still planning a declutter. I haven't filmed it yet. It's going to go up in the middle of December, I think. Plan on filming it in the next week or so. It's a whole collection declutter. I'm excited. I came to the realisation last week, the week before, a couple of weeks ago, and it's kind of been growing for months, if not years, that I am too sick to use makeup that don't bring me joy. I have a very limited amount of energy to spend on things, and I don't want to spend my teensy amount of energy putting on makeup using products that I don't like the end result of, don't like using. That just frustrates me, makes me angry, and makes me not like what I've done and feel like I've wasted that precious energy on something that was useless. So I am going to do a collection-wide declutter. I'm not going to aim to cut my collection in half with it. I just want to weed out the stuff that I know I don't like. I don't see a point keeping them. I anticipate some parts of my collection having nothing being removed, and then some parts of my collection where it's going to be noticeable to me. It might not be super noticeable number-wise, but I'm going to notice a difference, and that's what I want, because I mainly just want to remove all of the things that I'm not using and that I don't like, because they're just taking up space, and I would rather they didn't. I have been a little bit better at keeping a wish list this last month and a half. It's been okay. I will say the last couple of weeks have been the first time this year where I've actually been slightly tempted to buy something, and the thing that was the closest is the Rare Beauty mini set with 2 lip products and 2 of their liquid blushes that are minis. It's a Christmas set. It's $25 at Sephora. I was browsing because I had nothing to do, and that was tempting. That was very, very tempting, but I didn't end up buying it. I'm not sure I am. I really want to try their blushes, and the 2 colours that were in that set were the 2 colours that I wanted to try from the blushes. I'm not 100% ruling it out, picking it up early next year if it's still available. I really want that. And I also have found myself wanting an orange cream blush, and I've talked about this earlier. I have bought one cream blush this year. It's my only cream blush. It's from Makeup Mecca. It's a stick blush, and it's a really nice peachy colour, but it has a decent amount of pink in it, so it does end up looking like a peachy pink, which is what I like. It's more peachy than pink, but it has some noticeable pink in it, and I have been wanting something that is more orange, not necessarily peach, but orange. And I've been using some liquid lipsticks to do that, and some regular lipsticks. I think in my last video, which was a Project Pan update, I ended up wearing the Fenty Mademoiselle lipstick in Freckle Fiesta, both on my lips and on my cheeks. Loved it, and I really want that kind of burnt orange kind of colour, or something that's just like a bright orange. I know I had an orange blush on my wish list earlier this year, but it's making a return. I had a cream blush in June, and that was when I bought one. I've sort of narrowed it down to 2. One of them is the Milani Cheek Kiss in Cheeky Coral, which was on my list in June as well. The other is the NYX Sweet Cheeks cream blush in Almost Famous. Haven't ruled out buying one, and I am I can allow myself that, because I have only got one cream blush. It was a category that at the beginning of the year was it's going to stay empty because I never use it. And then this summer I started wearing it and realised that, yeah, I actually have a need for some cream blush. But said to myself that I'm not going to buy just to buy, and I've been making do with lipsticks and lip balms and lip glosses and stuff, and it's been working out, and I think I'm going to be able to hold on until next year to buy a cream blush. I kind of want to swatch them, that's the thing. Because I've looked at swatches online and whatnot, I kind of want to swatch them, but Milani is not available in stores anywhere near me, so I would have to buy that online, and the NYX ones I can't swatch at the moment because of COVID. I'm leaning more towards NYX than Milani, and that's purely because I have a better relationship with NYX as a brand. I buy more from them, I've tried more, and I've been pretty much overall happy with everything, well, most things, so I kind of trust them a little bit more. And then e.l.f. came out with their putty blushes. I have never tried their putty primer, I have no idea what they call it, the one that's really popular, because it's a silicone based primer and I hate them and they hate me. So I'm not going to buy it, I'm not going to try it, but the blush kind of sounds interesting because they, from memory, I haven't written everything down here, I just have them on the list. From swatches and looking at them, they looked like more sheer blushes that could be buildable, not super like wham, bam in your face, super intense. The Milani and the NYX ones strike me as more intense, and that's kind of why I gravitate a bit more towards the e.l.f. ones, because they seem easier to use because they're less intense. And I have the colours Bahamas, Fiji and Turks and Caicos on my list. I would only buy one of them if I were to buy them. Did actually see e.l.f. in an H&M near me the other day when I went to do some errands. First time I've seen e.l.f. in a store in years. We don't really get them in stores here, I have to buy everything online. They have not arrived online for me yet, and I'm not sure we're going to get them, which is why they're on the list, but it's not something that I think I'm going to buy. The next things on my list are the Divina Cosmetics Aurora Flare Shifters. They're like, I think they're multi-chromes, and I have three shades here. I have Polaris, Thermosphere and Australis. Divina is a brand that I want to try because I've heard lots of good things about their eyeshadows, the single shadows, and I've gotten more into multi-chromes this year thanks to trying the Cleona stained glass shades. They are amazing. Divina is less expensive than those, and I liked the theming of these. They're kind of themed towards like the Northern Lights and Aurora Borealis. I have seen a lot of those because I live very far north and we get them fairly frequently. They're mesmerising and so beautiful, and I really liked the colours in these. Let me actually find them so that I can describe them better. I will put pictures on screen. So I found some pictures. I will link to the things I'm talking about down below if you want to look at them. But Polaris to me seems like it's a purple shifting to like a tealy turquoise to blue maybe. This is just me looking at their website. Thermosphere is more of like a purple to blue, almost like a, I don't even know how to say it, like a purple to like a blue purple to like a bright blue. I'm bad at describing colours. Australis is lime, orange to red maybe. I kind of want all of them. They're from the Aurora Flare, the Aurora Flare Shifters. I can't speak today. They look really pretty. So yeah, I also want those. Haven't bought anything and I don't think I am. I have gotten to the point where I'm really happy that my collection has shrunk as much as it has. 165 items have left my makeup collection so far this year. I'm pretty proud of that. I actually also hit like a secondary goal I had, which was for my beauty inventory to be less than 700, or the makeup part of it to be less than 700. We're at 698 counting the samples, and I know it's going to shrink even more. I've changed the goal now for it to be 650 or less. I was thinking about putting it to 600, but I don't think I'm going to get to 600 items or less. Honestly, I'm just really proud of myself and happy that I made it this far, and I can't wait to get rid of more stuff that's just taking up space and making me feel bad. And I mean, I've done this to myself. I've done it to myself. I bought too much on purpose. That's the thing, I did it on purpose because I wanted to have things to play with, and when makeup was something that I sort of got really into after I got sick, and I've been sick for almost a decade, but it got really overwhelming is the wrong word, but I became sort of in my head I wanted to be like the beauty gurus that I watched who had giant collections without it. I mean, it probably registered in my brain, but I just pushed that thought away that I'm not like them. I don't wear makeup every single day. There's no point in me buying thousands and thousands and thousands worth of money of makeup when I'm not using it. Like, I have things in my collection that I bought in 2017 that I have not yet touched. I'm annoyed at myself for having spent so much money. It has been done. I am moving forward with the knowledge that I don't want to go back to this ever, pretty much, and that I am working towards being better about it with myself. And I said it earlier this year, I struggle decluttering makeup. I really struggle decluttering it because everyone else that I watch on YouTube who does it, they have someone to give their makeup to. They have friends, co-workers, family members to give it to. I have my mum and my sister. No one else closer really wears makeup. But the thing is, the things that I get rid of are usually things they wouldn't touch. So I don't have anyone to give it to. So I know that if I get rid of it, it goes in the bin. But at the same time, there's no different just getting rid of them now, which is what I'm telling myself, like psyching myself up for the declutter I'm going to film in the next couple of weeks, than it is having them stay in my drawers for years until they are unusable. There is no difference because they're going to end up in the bin anyway, and I might as well save myself the space, the anxiety and all of that by just getting rid of them now. That was my no buy year update. I actually have another thing on my wish list that is technically from November because I saw it. Must have been earlier this week, and I'm going to mention it now because I don't have another no buy year update scheduled until the end because November and December are super hectic because of Christmas and family things. So I have to like plan out the videos I want to film so that I can film as many of them in advance before everything happens. And even though because of the pandemic it's going to be a lot less this year in terms of like the eating out, meeting family part, it's still going to be there. And I'm fairly certain at least some of it is going to be there with like my parents, my grandparents, because we live very close by, we see each other. And I'm going to do Christmas baking. It's a lot, and December is a really difficult month for me as well because that's when I got sick, and that's always made Christmas a little bit difficult to deal with, but it's getting, I don't know if better is the right word, but it's easier to manage now. It was from Lethal Cosmetics, which is another indie brand. They are from Germany, I believe. I found this on Beauty News. I follow them on Instagram and Facebook. I find it to be really interesting watching beauty news, new product releases and stuff like that. And I find it very interesting watching it this year compared to like last year or the year before, where I was like, it's a new product, I need to have it, I'm going to buy it. I bought it, here it is, I'm going to never use it. This year I'm like, yeah, I already have that. Definitely don't want that. Absolutely not. And it's kind of funny to realise that I actually have opinions because I'm very cautious with my opinions. I don't really share them loudly a lot of the time, but I've sort of learned to find my voice and share it when I can, and it's a process that I'm working on still. But it's kind of funny with makeup because it's like a low stakes thing, but let me find it's their face powder collection where you can build a trio of blush, bronzer, highlighter, or just blush or highlighter. Simply you can make one your own. They have ones that are already made, and they are €37, and then you can make your own. The blushes and bronzers are €14 each, and the empty palette is €11, so it is more expensive to make your own. But I will leave the Instagram post for the one that I like. In the second picture, the person on the top right has 2 of the 3 of the blushes that I want. Number 1 is called Tendril, and it's an orange. And I already have an orange powder blush from Sleek that I've been using this year quite a lot. I'm not sure, I doubt I'm going to buy this, but I really like that. Then they have a shade called Nectar, which is more of a peachy pink colour, which is the tone of blush I wear the most. And then my third pick is either the shade Neophyte, I'm not sure how to pronounce that. It's the second colour from the person on the top right in the second picture. It's the yellow. That's one I'm like, unsure about, because I like orange blushes, but I'm not sure I can pull off yellow. I think it's going to make me look a little bit sick. The other one that I was thinking about is one of their bronzers in the shade Atlas. It's the lightest one, and it's one I think would suit me fairly well. And from their pre-made palettes, it's the shade, the one I'm most drawn to is the shade Vanille, which has like a peachy highlighter, peachy golden highlighter, an orange blush, and then a bronzer that looks like it's going to work for me. I don't really have a bunch of things on my wish list. I don't really want a lot of things, and I'm really happy that there's not a lot of things on my wish list. And with pretty much everything here, I can say confidently that I'm not going to buy them because I don't need them, and I have things that can function in its place already for some of them, like the blushes. I'm using lipstick, it's working great. With the Divina Flare Shifters, I don't have all of those exact colours in the Cliona shades. I only have 6 of the Cliona ones. I kind of want all of them. I don't really want all of them though, but I want a lot more. I'm not sure I'm not going to buy them in the future, but at the moment I'm not going to buy them. I feel zero need to break my no buy this year, and I think it's going to be a success. It's going to be easier than I imagined, because the whole thing last year about this time, I was like, I have to buy a bunch of things so that I don't have to be scared because I can't buy anything else come January 1st. I was really worried that it was going to be really difficult, especially in March when the pandemic hit and we started closing down. I was worried that it was going to be tough, but it ended up being the exact opposite. It was so much easier not spending money on makeup and not even giving it a thought, because my brain was occupied panicking about everything else. And it's been an easy year for me with makeup, honestly, and I'm proud of myself for not falling to any temptations, not cutting it short, for just finding myself in makeup a little bit with regards to my health, not giving products 6th and 7th chances when they don't work, just working on finding the stuff that I like within what I have and really enjoying it. And I'm excited for what next year brings. I'm not sure what I'm going to do yet. I am still leaning towards a combination of a no buy and a low buy, because I still want my makeup collection to shrink. But I think with what I have learned so far this year, I think I can start opening up to buying some things again. I'm going to have a bit of a sit down with myself and my makeup collection. When I do that declutter, it's probably not going to be on camera, but I'm going to have a serious look over everything and think, what do I need anything? Do I want anything? Do I have space for it, the money for it? And think about everything, because I don't know what I want to do next year yet. I still have a month and a bit to decide, but it's definitely going to be some form of a low buy budget combined with a no buy, I think. Don't know how I'm going to do it yet, but I'm still sort of throwing things at the wall, seeing if things stick and figuring out what's going to be the best fit for me. I think that's it. Thank you so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. I hope you enjoyed the video, and if you have done a no buy or a low buy yourself this year, or I'm planning on doing it in the future, put your thoughts and plans and how you've done, your progress, whether it's positive or negative, in the comment sections below, and I will see you again soon. Bye!